Hello, welcome back all my lovely little cryptics. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit more about these guys, the Dybbuk box. Now I opened up one of these on my channel a few days, a week or so ago. We went through the whole process, breaking open the wax, taking a look inside. It still stinks. And somebody asked that I do a little bit more on the history of these boxes because by and large, not a lot's known about them. Side note, this time I took notes to try and keep the ADHD brain on track. I can't guarantee that's going to work. So if you see me looking down and away from the camera, I'm checking my notes to get myself back on subject. Anyway, the Dybbuk box, or the term Dybbuk, actually stems from a Hebrew tradition, which would be a malicious spirit that is bound on earth by either an object or a person, or to an object or a person, specifically to take care of unfinished business. I've come across more than one translation of the word Dybbuk, and the second one I found is actually from the Encyclopedia Mythica, and it describes a Dybbuk as a spirit possessing a body that belongs to another soul. So here we've got, it's kind of a demonic possession, or it's an object used to trap a spirit to earth. And it's kind of evolved from there as more of them started appearing and the story kept spreading, that the Dybbuk box was a container used to trap a malicious spirit or entity, to either keep it in a person's possession or prevent it from causing harm anymore. What they intended to do with the Dybbuk once they had it in the box, I guess, was largely up to the person who created the thing. Where that term actually came from, Dybbuk box, is a phrase coined by a man named Kevin Mannis back in 2003. And it was used referring to a small wine cabinet that was supposedly brought over to America by a Polish Holocaust survivor. Somewhere along the way, this wine cabinet changed hands. Kevin Mannis took possession of it, and then he decided he wanted to sell it. He listed this object on eBay, and the first use of the term Dybbuk box happened in that item's description. He more or less claimed that it was possessed by an evil spirit, and it caused a whole lot of negative and bad things to happen to him and to other people who have been in possession of the box. Speculation states that he said these things specifically to garner attention to the listing and get it to sell, ultimately for more money. That leads a lot of people to believe that the concept of the Dybbuk box is fake. It is a hoax. I'm not saying that I fully believe that these are not possibly a real thing, being that I do have a background in the occult and witchcraft, as well as a fascination with the paranormal. I do know that through certain means you can attach a soul, a spirit, or an entity to an object. You can bind a negative soul, entity, or spirit to an object in order to rid them from a home or rid them from a person. So the concept of the Dybbuk box can be real, but the first known Dybbuk box was not real. A man, he was either an appraiser or a reporter, I can't remember from what I read, but he took a closer look at this wine cabinet and discovered that it was not a wine cabinet from Poland. It was just a mini bar from New York, and it was also an incomplete mini bar, leading basically Kevin Mannis lied about his Dybbuk box in order to sell an incomplete item for far more than it was worth. And Mannis takes full credit for coining that term. He's proud of the fact that he came up with this mythical object and sold such a haunted item, and he flaunted it even on the internet, acting like he invented the concept of the Dybbuk box or invented the item itself. And naturally, since then, because that one took the internet by storm, many of these have popped up across eBay, any other selling site that you can get onto, Instagram, and they've even made an appearance across the dark web over and over and over again. And some of them have sold for upwards of $500 to $1,000. It really all depends on how good the description was in the selling post. Now, digging a little bit further through that, we've learned that the term Dybbuk is a Hebrew term, and it's used throughout Hebrew folklore and legend and history to describe these trapped on earth souls with unfinished business, which is not so much a demon, but closely resembles the definition of a spirit, a ghost, or a poltergeist. But a lot of people of Hebrew nationality and descent actually feel that these Dybbuk boxes, especially the fake ones, are actually anti-Semitic. I can English. Anti-Semitic in nature because they are making a mockery of their traditions and their history. I can see where they're coming from with that. Seeing something that's taught in your household and in your ancestors' folklore being so widely publicized on the internet and used to make a quick buck can be pretty offensive and pretty upsetting. And again, like I said, I don't fully believe that these boxes popping up on the internet are real, but I also don't fully believe that the concept of the box is a hoax. I believe it very much can be real and can be true if done the correct way by someone with the knowledge and the background and the skills to do it. Can bind any spirit to any object, and symbolism plays a big part in that. And the symbolism of trapping it in a box sealed in wax that it cannot easily escape from, it's not that far off. That being said, I do not believe that this thing I opened is real. It doesn't give off that feel to me. It doesn't seem authentic. It's creative, and it could be very convincing, but they could have at least made it a little less smelly before shipping it off. That being said, I'll still leave it up to you guys if you believe that the Dybbuk box is real or fake. Let me know if you've ever encountered one that you actually got some kind of reading off of, or you've had something happen as a result of opening it, or if you know someone that has opened one or had one in their possession and met negative outcomes from it or what have you. Or, just share your opinions in general. Let me know what you think of these things. I always love hearing people's opinions about the paranormal and the occult. I'm sorry I keep looking at this thing. It's still flaking wax all over my table. In short, that's really all the information there is out there on these, because it's still a relatively new concept, considering a guy on eBay is the one who coined the term. who knows, I may come across another one sometime in my life that does actually prove to be haunted, or I guess possessed. More than likely not, but I'm not discounting those either who say that they have witnessed this or experienced this. I'm just giving you the information that I've found through my research after acquiring this guy and it coming into my possession, and I made the decision to open it. I wanted to know a little bit more about them. Probably should have researched it before breaking it open, but hindsight's 20/20. I don't know, kind of disappointing when you read the original origin story. It takes away some of the spook factor, but I digress. It is what it is. Well, thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, click all those little fun buttons for me. It really helps me out a lot. I'm on the road to my first 100 subscribers, and I'm hoping that I hit it soon. Thanks 100% to all of you guys who have subscribed, interacted, and taken a little time out of your day to spend it here with me. I appreciate it. Have a good night, day, afternoon, and I'll see you in the next video.